The Loungers. It's what we call ourselves.
Earth's mightiest heroes. I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Welcome back to the Comics Lounge. Okay, so it's that time. We've reached another milestone, and not only have we reached another milestone, I've kind of reached a milestone. So I actually was able to obtain nearly every issue. This was actually one of the very first comics that I ever bought when I got back into comics and reading them. Instead of just watching the movies and whatnot, I wanted to get back into the source material and see what it was all really about and start collecting, because I'd never really done that before. So I'm a new collector. I started collecting right after Amazing Spider-Man 800 came out, and I got Amazing Spider-Man 800 as quickly as I could, and then I just started filling in from there. So again, I probably started right around ASM 20, so about 3 years ago, and truly we have hit another milestone, because now we are at the big boy Amazing Spider-Man 850, and this is an awesome book for a lot of reasons. So it's kind of concludes without truly concluding. It's very interesting where it's going to go next, especially with the lead artist kind of taking a back seat and working on other projects, even though like he has been an Amazing Spider-Man fan pretty much as long as I have, since he was a boy. His name, I'm looking for it, sorry friends, Ryan Otley, is going to take some time off. I saw the last name. I want to make sure I had the first name right. He's taking some time off from Amazing Spider-Man to do some other projects. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. This is the first print artwork, which is just absolutely phenomenal. It's got a ton of villains all over it, and then also even some, or actually it's just villains. I'm thinking of the J.S. Campbell one that I also have. This is just the main Spidey bad guys, and it is just phenomenal. So this kind of plays off of Sin Eater, and Sin Eater is on the rampage and in full complete riot mode, and then we get this amazing shot during the Sin Eater riot, and I think this just sums up this book. It is a 3-part comic based on a team-up, somewhat team-up. I don't want to give it all away, because there are going to be spoilers in this, but I do want to leave some for the imagination, because if you are a Green Goblin fan like I am, the Green Goblin is back, and he looks just amazing after everything that had happened and all of that. And I'm not going to go into that, because this book in of itself is going to take me a while to get through, but this is a Green Goblin Amazing Spider-Man team-up book. With that being said, they were fighting side by side with some twists and turns along the way. So pretty much Sin Eater has taken over the body of the Juggernaut, and they kind of have to figure it out. And you also have the Spider-Verse team like fighting alongside of them and witnessing all of this from afar, trying to see when to intercede, and also kind of alluding to the fact that Spider-Man is going to die. And they've seen Spider-Man die, and they've seen how he's died, but they can't tell him. And the only one who is kind of fighting for them to kind of change their mind and not allow this to happen is Spider-Gwen. So again, another very interesting dynamic, and just genuinely amazing. The artwork in this, and Ryan, I'm so sad to see you go, because the artwork in this, not saying that it's all you, but it is absolutely phenomenal. I hope that you do some cover artwork in the future on Spider-Man for some variants. Just, I think it's going to be awesome, because this cover was phenomenal, and it genuinely was between you, Ramos, and Bagley. Amazing, I have to say. And it was very sad to get that news, but at the same time, like looking at the Juggernaut and Sin Eater kind of combined, and the fight scenes in this, and the realisticness of it, and the feeling of this is what makes me want to have a true Green Goblin in a movie. This is what makes me want to have this scaly, green and purple, goblin-esque, be a supervillain. One who is truly, truly hurt by someone who he thought of as a son, and just wanted to. Sorry, I'm trying to find some more artwork to show you guys, because this is just a phenomenal book. Even just talking about the artwork, that's why I said I can't get into anything besides 850. So again, the artwork, I love the way that Spider-Gwen is drawn on this, and just the conversation, the storyline that takes place, all thanks to Spencer. Just phenomenal story. And a lot of people have kind of put down the fact that the Sin Eater series just wasn't what it could have been. I think it's been phenomenal. Sin Eater has been a truly gripping story arc that has all culminated into Green Goblin saving Spider-Man's life, which is just unheard of. And not that it's unheard of in the sense that it's never happened before. I can't say that because I don't know all the history. Like I said, I'm a new comic book collector. I'm doing this to get back into the source material. But to see Spider-Man truly, truly get into this with Green Goblin, and Norman kind of saying, oh, well, now we're even. You save me, I save you. We're good, right? Right. We're good. But I think it's just genuinely phenomenal. Here's another picture of that artwork. Just amazing. And it all kind of culminates into this really amazing battle scene where we see everyone kind of making sure that Peter makes it out of it. And Norman throwing the switch on turning the concrete to liquid with the massive EMP that's under Ravencroft, and the fact that even Ravencroft is the main battle scene of all of this tells me that this might even later get brought back, and this is going to be huge. I have a feeling that it's not going to end here, that there's going to be something more, and that Ravencroft is going to play a massive role in the future of the Marvel Comics universe. And we see Mary Jane helping Peter kind of realize, hey, you need to fight to live. Sorry, I'm trying to be really careful with this. I always get the first print just because I love first prints, but I also love the fact that the first prints are typically those that are worth the most. This scene right here of pretty much all of the Spider-Verse people walking out after just defeating Juggernaut, and not defeating him, but defeating Juggernaut Sin Eater, locking him in that concrete, and Spider-Man escaping. It is just phenomenal. And then Norman wanting to re-kill Spider-Gwen, and that they were going to get close, and just Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen and all of that. The whole dynamic of this is just absolutely phenomenal. And it all kind of culminates with Spider-Man throwing the Green Goblin out of where they were, what they used to escape. And us going from this waterway to hearing the words, but this is what I keep trying to tell you, Pete. The lesson you got to learn one way or another. This is how it always is with our sins. No matter how deep you lay them in the ground, they never stay buried. I mean, if that's not chilling, I don't know what is. If that doesn't tell us that there's something more planned for Sin Eater and Green Goblin, it's just, I honestly don't even know where else to go with this. I thought this was going to be an easy video to make, but truly, again, this is a 3-chapter comic book, which we don't get a lot of. This, we were spoiled with this book, truly. The fact that Norman Osborn came back as the Green Goblin, fought side by side, and then he threatens to kill Spider-Gwen because he had already killed his Earth's version of Gwen Stacy. And Spider-Man's just like, no, we're not going to do that. No, no, no. So he just tosses him out of the watercraft, and that's where it all ends, with a to be continued. Nick Spencer, Ryan Otley, Humberto Ramos, and Mark Bagley, just, you got me hooked, guys. Truly. It's, I need to see what's going to happen after they leave Ravencroft, because it is just mind-boggling, mind-blowing that all of this was put into this one comic. And I know there's not a lot of Spidey fans out there right now because it's not old school Spidey. It's hashtag not my Spidey. But truly, this book, I have a strong feeling, is going to be amazing, no pun intended, for the next 50 issues. This is going to be on par, if not slightly below. I don't want to take away from Donny Cates, because I honestly feel that he's one of Marvel's best writers right now. But Nick Spencer is truly building up to something that is just phenomenal. It is truly going to be, I don't even know the words for it. I don't have the words for it. It's truly going to be crazy where this Riot level storyline takes us. This story arc, the Kraven the Hunted story arc, all of the story arcs from the past 50 issues truly have been wonderfully written. There's been ones that just weren't as gripping, but there's always going to be that way. You can't please everyone, and you can't, not every book is going to be perfect. But with all that being said, truly, take a read of this. If you love Green Goblin like I do, you're going to enjoy it. Just have fun. Read this phenomenal book. Again, it is a 3-part issue. If you need to get caught up, I highly suggest finding these at your local comic book shop. They're typically all cover price right now. There's not many that are well out of priced range. In 8, I think it's issues 42 and up. And there's a few Marvel one-shots in there that you should read too. The Sins Rising prelude, and then the Sins of Norman Osborn prelude. Or one-shot, I should say. Just truly get into this story arc now. It's phenomenal. And this is a great book to have in your collection. No matter what variant you end up getting, they are going to be well worth your time. Have a great day. Again, as always, this was a longer video than normal, but still, keep it casual.